What's going on, gamers? Hopefully everyone's having a great weekend. I know I am. Now, we got some more information here about how Halo is actually doing in the PlayStation world, since Microsoft is putting it on there. You know, the Halo PS5 t-shirt was always a meme for a while. But the funny thing here is that it's exactly what we probably thought it was going to be. Now, the funny thing also, too, is that there's some people saying that you should have kept it on Xbox, right? In the Xbox world. But here's the thing. It wouldn't have made a difference. It would have been worse. The problem here is not because you put it on PlayStation, and PlayStation gamers don't care about Halo, as they're saying, right? The problem is that you didn't add multiplayer. You didn't add horde mode. You know what I mean? You didn't add enough to the game. That's the problem, because Platoon Raiders is smacking right now, and it's superior by miles. Love that game, by the way. I have tons of hours in it, and I'm playing it every single day. If you guys want to play an amazing game that blows away Borderlands and all of these shooters right now, play Splatoon Raiders. You will not be disappointed. It has a phenomenal end game too. But getting into this though, yeah, Windows Central has it right here. All right, guys, are we ready? Because there's a lot to talk about here. And all those other videos I made, I was trying to tell you that about Halo. So become a member, leave a tip down below, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into this. New data suggests that PlayStation gamers don't care about Halo. Well, here's the thing. PlayStation gamers, this is what guys are not understanding. A lot of gamers too. Now, I want you guys to think about this. We're going to go back a little bit. I don't think PlayStation gamers didn't care about Halo. I think they've always wanted to play it. Remember when multiplayer was big and it was blowing up back then? And as a matter of fact, a chunk of people that are over on the PlayStation base used to be in the Xbox world and have played Halo. Never thought about that. AGN just did reverse psychology on you. Yeah, remember in the Xbox One era when Microsoft lost like a major portion of their players because of that DRM lockout and the Connect stuff and TV stuff? A lot of them went over to PlayStation, remember? And then people were trying to say they want Microsoft to do the same thing. Here's a quick way to share your games. Yeah, guys, do you remember that? So a lot of them were already playing Halo. If you're in the Xbox world, one of the big reasons you got it was because of Halo and online voice chat. You see what I mean? Before there was actually party chat. Obviously, that had been a 360 era too. But what I'm saying is that a lot of diehard Xbox players that went to PlayStation were disappointed with Microsoft in the Xbox One era. And they didn't miss anything with Halo 5 because it was mid. So it's not that PlayStation gamers don't care about Halo. It's just that all those gamers have already played a lot of Halo back then, and some of them have a PC and they've played a lot of Master Chief Collection on there, and they didn't want to see the same campaign they already beat 50 times, and you didn't give them multiplayer. If you would have put multiplayer on this game, I'm telling you right now, the Steam would have had a couple 100,000 players at launch, along with Xbox and PlayStation. I mean, actively playing. You would have already sold 3 million copies. Or 2.5 million easily. You see, the problem is it's not that PlayStation doesn't care, it's that Microsoft made a huge mistake as a publisher by not forcing 343 to actually include multiplayer. That's their fault. So everybody knows this. They tried to do a lazy method and thought they were going to sneak it over on PlayStation and get a lot of sales. And it's like, no, that method did not work. Adrian tried to tell you, you guys should have included multiplayer. You still can if you want to. But I don't understand why you wouldn't do that at the beginning, because that's where you get the hugest spike of sales. Now, going down, it says Microsoft's controversial decision to decouple Halo from Xbox has been met with a shrug on PS5. But like I said, the problem isn't that. The problem is they didn't include multiplayer. That is their fault. Everybody knows this. Now they're going to say, but what if they did include multiplayer? I was like, it doesn't matter. They didn't do it. All you had to do was get that, and you would have had your honest answer. But now, like I said before, when it comes to Microsoft, since you made this decision, you put a question mark in the middle of this port. And it's like, man, so what if I would have put multiplayer on there? Yeah, you think? So as Master Chief managed, and here's the thing, Master Chief managed, we're going to take a look at what Matt Piscatella said too, to clinch just 1% of its player base. Now, this is not a made-up number. This number came from an official source, and we know over in Circana. We'll see that in a second. So it says, was the brand damage worth it in your opinion? PlayStation never had nothing to do with that. The Xbox brand was damaged very bad because of Microsoft. And because of poor management and ridiculous choices in the Xbox world along with them. Nobody damaged Xbox more than Microsoft. You see, that's something you need to understand first and foremost. You see what I just said? Nobody damaged Xbox more than Microsoft and themselves. Halo got damaged because it's not in its prime anymore. It fell off a cliff. If it was great, everybody would be buying it. There's no problem with Forza, you see? That's sold millions on PlayStation. You want to know why? Because that's a complete game. This right here is AI slop. Rushed. Filled with stupid political nonsense and all this other stuff where it's like, leave Master Chief alone in that world. Give him the multiplayer that made him become famous in the world. But no, let's not do any of that. And then let's put it on PlayStation half cooked and on Steam. It ain't just PlayStation telling you that. It's also Steam telling you no. They both said the same thing, except it might have sold more on PlayStation, but maybe not that much. We're going to figure out by taking a look at this percentage, right? So let's go down here. Now, this guy says the article is poorly executed engagement farming. No, it's not. If you click the link in the article from the guy who ran the analysis, Matt Piscatella, he states that it's a good showing for a single player game. Funny thing is, when we get to the next one, you're going to realize he only wanted to highlight this. He says, also, how much is Halo Campaign Evolved a new game and how much does that affect it? And you're like, wait, where does that post coming from? Well, let's get down to it. It's right here. This is where he said, according to Circana's player tracking engagement tracker, on July 28th, Halo Campaign Evolved ranked 4th in the United States DAU, daily active users, on Xbox platform. 8% of total Xbox players on that date launched the game. And he's not saying Game Pass isn't included. So that's not that impressive. Now, it's the key word when he says 8%. Now, the Xbox player base is very low compared to Steam and PlayStation. Remember that. While placing 14th on Steam, 2% of the actives. And we saw the numbers on Steam, right? That was like 20-something thousand. Then it floated down to like 15,000. Now, the past 2 days, it's been down to like 9,000, 10,000. And 29th on PlayStation, 1% of the active base of PlayStation, which has a huge base. So we're talking about active here. What this means is that PlayStation and Steam are probably not too far from each other, considering they both have huge bases. Xbox 8% is going to be a lot less, because that's not a lot compared to the base over here. So overall, yeah, it's a big time flop, because you're talking about you're very low on the active users. And this is what I want to see, the people that are actually on and actually playing the game. So what this explains is that, yeah, I mean, they're not moved by that much. They're not, because there will be a lot more people playing it. Everybody knows that if you would have added multiplayer, this percentage would be significantly higher. And then Microsoft would be like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. You see what I mean with this company, by how they can't make their publishing reach the meta, because they don't have the gaming talent and intelligence to do that. Like 343 either, they should have been like, no, we need multiplayer. You know what I mean? If they both would have decided that, then what would have happened is that they would have had better results and their publishing would have been better. And multi-platform publishing, it would just be skyrocketing, because Halo would be selling millions along with Forza doing millions. And then we'll say, okay, so Microsoft's last 2 games this year are actually doing very well. But guess what? Publishing is not the problem here from a multi-platform perspective, meaning that you went and put Halo on PlayStation. It's exactly what I just said. You make dumb development decisions with Halo and dumb publishing decisions. And because of that, your publishing is not doing what it should have done. That's all it is. Making it exclusive on Xbox, all that would have happened is that this would have been stuck like this. Nobody on Steam it would have been the same thing, and you have it on Game Pass. It doesn't fix the idea of you thinking that because it went to PlayStation. No, you needed that. And multiplayer. Point blank, period. The average console player engaged with Halo Campaign Evolved for over 2 hours on the 28th. It's not pulling anybody. With the average Steam player spending only 1 hour in the game. This is a problem, you see? There's no pull to it. Like I said, Halo is dead. I didn't say that to beat things out. This is the thing. When you look on AGN's channel, you start to realize the things that I say, they make sense. I'm not making up anything here. Because numbers don't lie. They're right here in front of you. And the writing is on the wall. Now we have the answer for all 3 platforms. What do you Xbox fanboys who couldn't handle the truth have to say about that? Going down, this guy says, sounds like more BS and more of why is my Xbox flagship better on competitors' console. As a matter of fact, yeah, it is better on there. It's doing better on there. As far as like sales, all this is just Game Pass. It is selling better on PlayStation. 100%. but it's not selling enough. That's the problem here. Going down, is it not more alarming that only 8% of Xbox players played the game on launch? Meanwhile, the game was free via Game Pass. That's what I was trying to say. If you remove Game Pass, it's going to be sad. If you actually got the actual number of actual players per console, you would realize that, oh man, how is this happening in the Xbox world? Because they don't care about it either. That's a shooter online console. It's been that way since the beginning. So what you're doing is you're trying to force a single player game onto Xbox users historically. That is the reason why Xbox blew up in the first place, because of online multiplayer. They wanted it. You see what I mean? PlayStation wanted multiplayer. If they're single player games they care about, it's because it's made in their world and it's designed around that. That's why they're there. Everybody knows Halo didn't blow up because of multiplayer. And everybody knows it's not a fault of putting the game on PlayStation. It's not a fault of having it on Steam. It's a publishing and development issue. And that's not an argument. It's a realization. So third-party estimates are interesting, but they aren't official Xbox or PlayStation numbers. Saying PlayStation gamers don't care about Halo goes well beyond what the data can actually prove. No, they don't care about Halo campaign involved. Until Microsoft or Sony releases real sales and engagement figures, that's still an interpretation, not a fact. Okay, so you don't know what you're talking about because he has real numbers. Yeah, he gives the actual data. And Halo historically was huge because of the United States and in some markets in Europe. He's giving you the numbers. He's not making this up. This is daily active users in the United States. You could add in European sales and all that and be like, okay, yeah, there's a little bit more sales and it's doing okay, decent. It probably could hit 1 million sales this year. I don't know about 2 though. But the point here is that what you're not understanding is that this is an official source. You're saying that you need it from, no, he's getting it. He has it. He doesn't make up stuff. This is a guy that just tells you straight facts. He's not there to get in his emotions and argue with anybody or do any of that. No, he's just straight facts here. So this is why I said before we do this, let's take a look at the other one first. So like he said, and how much is Halo campaign evolved a new game and how much does that affect it? Great question. I don't know. And to be fair, these are pretty good engagement results for any new single player release regardless. For sure, it's Halo. So he's not saying that to him he thinks it's flop. He's saying, oh, these are not too bad for a single player release. But for multiplayer, it would have done a lot better. But the engagement over time is poor because they're only playing 2 hours. You should be like, nah, man, these players are addicted. They love it. They can't get off. But like I said before, a lot of people that you see in the PlayStation world were in the Xbox world. And some of them have an Xbox and some of them have left the Xbox world and have played Halo before. This is only for like the younger crowd. It's good to do remakes. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to be faithful to them. And that's what they're not doing here. So, I mean, you know, it's not like it's not selling up there because it says Halo is currently the top selling game on PlayStation Network over games like EA College Football. Yeah, it's right there. It looks like it's selling solid, but I think these slowed down significantly because they already sold what they wanted to sell. Now, EA College Football, yeah, it'll sell. But like I said, I think if Halo hits, if it can sell 1 million on PlayStation over time, that's going to make them happy. But imagine multiplayer, guys. It would have sold 2 million already instantly. And 1 million on PC, maybe 1.5 million. Excuse me on this. Damn, freaking sinuses. So here's my thing. Microsoft still has a chance when it comes to this game if they add multiplayer with an expansion. That's all you have to do, Microsoft. Just go ahead and do it. What's wrong with that? Halo 2, if you're going to do Halo 2 Remake, you better add multiplayer because that has the weakest campaign out of all of them. Nobody is going to get Halo 2 Remake to play the campaign, I promise you this. You better have Firefight and you better have multiplayer. You don't have to make anything. It's already made for you. So that's my take on that. And I think everybody else literally feels the same way. See, expansion, multiplayer, add-on. You can add it. It's not the end of the world, and more people would jump in just because of that. That's all I'm saying. So become a member, leave a tip down below, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys actually think about this. As usual, keep on gaming no matter what platform you're on. I gotta blow my damn nose, man. Later, y'all.